Howdy, folks. Welcome back to Ball State Esports. I am one of your casters, Chandler, aka Grygard.
And I am Daphne, also known as Kusargal, and we got a show for you today. Who are we facing off against today?
We are facing against Ohio University.
All right.
So in terms of, do we want to go into the history of Ball State versus Ohio, or what do we talk about first?
First, I feel like we should just talk about just the game we're playing. Obviously, on Wednesdays, we have our League of Legends games. For those of you that have not tuned in to League of Legends, let's talk about what exactly is League of Legends. It is a MOBA 5v5, and it takes place, it's a top-down game. And you have your bases, your fountains, nexus, whichever you want to call them, on the different opposite corners of the map, connected by 3 lanes. These lanes are accompanied by the players. You have your top lane, which is going to be your brawlers, your assassins. There will be champions like that. You have the mid lane, which is going to be your casters and other assassins. It's weird. They can flip-flop. Any character can be played in any role, but that's just the general rule of thumb. The bot lane is going to be accompanied by a marksman. But to help them gain gold by shooting minions that go along the lanes, they have a support, which can either be an enchanter, an engage, or a caster. And in between the lanes is going to be jungles that's going to have different jungle monsters, which are also worth gold, and jungle objectives. Those are going to have your junglers. There's not really a qualification for the junglers. It's just whoever can clear the clear the jungle camps quickly, or who can help the lanes. They're going to be jumping in and out throughout the different lanes to help their teammates. And the goal is to get a giant siege, whichever way, through just farming turrets, going through objectives, getting a huge minion wave into the enemy base.
Yeah, and like Daphne mentioned, there are turrets in between all of those lanes. So the sort of objective is to take down those lanes to get that final push and destroy the nexus within the enemy team's fountain. So once that's over, it's going to be game, or rather that round. So this will be best of 3. So if Ball State ends up getting in 2 rounds like they have consistently this year, then it'll be a quick game. But here we are up against Ohio University.
I will say this has been a very exciting season. I believe we've gone undefeated so far. We've just a strong season. We have a strong team today. But before we get into teams, let's talk about, we mentioned the different characters, specifically jungle. Let's go into a jungle champion known as Skarner.
All right, here we go. Skarner, the primordial sovereign. Here we've got this nice graphic, like was stated. This is a jungle champion, and here we have a good collection of their passives and various moves. So, Daphne, would you like to take it?
Absolutely. And this is very different. Skarner, a while back, actually, I think about a year ago, got a rework, and so this is very different than how he used to play. But his passive is Threat of Vibration. Skarner's attacks shatter earth, appeals, and impale, which is the name of his abilities, apply quaking. At max stacks, quaking enemies take max health damage over its duration. A lot of characters have, whenever they deal damage, a lot of them, but not all of them, can have a stacking ability, and depending on how many stacks they have, and they can see that above their ability bar. They can see how much damage it does. For Mel, if you know who the character Mel is, she can see how much stacks a character has. The stacks is a very consistent thing when it comes to champions. Going on to the different abilities, which the letters are going to be the different buttons. You have Shattered Earth / Upheaval. Skarner rips a boulder from the earth and empowers his attack that can be thrown as a powerful projectile. His W, Seismic Bastion. Skarner gains a shield and creates an earthquake whose shockwave damages and slows foes. And then we have Ixtal's Impact. Skarner charges forward and passes through the terrain. If he collides with a champion or a large monster, he'll slam them into the next wall he hits to damage and stun them. And then finally, we have the Ult Impale, and this is a very terrifying, if he grabs onto you. It's just very jarring. Skarner's tail lashes forward and suppresses the enemy champion. Once suppressed, the victim will be dragged along by Skarner as he moves around. And depending on how well communication you have with your team, that can be, you could be thrown into an Aurora ult, you could be thrown into Jinx rocket. It could be scary since you're just CC'd and just can't move for that long period of time. So he's definitely one of the higher priority junglers in the meta right now. And he plays very differently than his old kit.
Yeah, he sounds very imposing, and I will say, like I've talked about in a couple of live streams, I've learned the League of Legends champions through a Quizlet. And this Quizlet that I was using originally was using his old art. So when it came to finally like playing games and casting over games that had Skarner in it, I was just like, this is not the character that I know.
He used to play completely differently. He used to have these, I didn't know quite well how it used to work, but he used to have little things into the ground that he has to play around. I didn't know quite exactly how it worked. I know is that he played very differently than like the Engage character that he is now. He's almost like a completely different character.
Oh yeah. So yeah, it was just an old old model was just like a purple beast.
He was a silly guy. He's got big old eyes.
Yeah, not necessarily a primordial sovereign to me, but
yes,
that is him now. So I guess we'll see if we potentially see Skarner within this next match again from Ball State versus University of Ohio, or Ohio University.
Ohio University.
Yeah.
All right. So was talked about our character that was played by one of our players, I believe is Remy. Remy plays Skarner every now and again. But let's go ahead and take a look at the roster that we have playing, not just tonight, but just overall our league roster. So tonight we have top lane Silk Flannel, and then jungler Remy, Wombat Baby Ari. Bot lane we have Alley Plane and Chumslog, and then support Quagga and Staples. This is not solidified. This is just their expert areas.
Yeah. So as we sort of transition into the round, something that we haven't mentioned yet is that there is a selection and ban phase for characters. So each team is going to take turns picking the characters that they can choose from and play from, and then they can also ban. Each team can ban 5 champions. So that's going to switch up, and if one team gets particularly crushed by a certain character, in round 2 we might see a ban of that.
Terrain. If he collides with a champion or a large monster, he'll slam them into the next wall he hits to damage and stun them. And then finally, we have the ult Impale, and this is a very terrifying if he grabs onto you. It's just very jarring. Skarner's tail lashes forward and suppresses the enemy champion. Once suppressed, the victim will be dragged along by Skarner as he moves around. And depending on how well communication you have with your team, that can be, you could be thrown into an Aurora ult, you could be thrown into Jinx rocket. It could be scary since you're just CC'd and just can't move for that long period of time. So he's definitely one of the higher priority junglers in the meta right now. And he plays very differently than his old kit.
Yeah, he sounds very imposing, and I will say, like I've talked about in a couple of live streams, I've learned the League of Legends champions through a Quizlet. And this Quizlet that I was using originally was using his old art. So when it came to finally like playing games and casting over games that had Skarner in it, I was just like, this is not the character that I know.
He used to play completely differently. He used to have these, I didn't know quite well how it used to work, but he used to have little things into the ground that he has to play around. I didn't know quite exactly how it worked. I know is that he played very differently than like the Engage character that he is now. He's almost like a completely different character.
Oh yeah. So yeah, it was just an old old model was just like a purple beast.
He was a silly guy. He's got big old eyes.
Yeah, not necessarily a primordial sovereign to me, but
yes,
that is him now. So I guess we'll see if we potentially see Skarner within this next match again from Ball State versus University of Ohio, or Ohio University.
Ohio University.
Yeah.
All right. So was talked about our character that was played by one of our players, I believe is Remy. Remy plays Skarner every now and again. But let's go ahead and take a look at the roster that we have playing, not just tonight, but just overall our league roster. So tonight we have top lane Silk Flannel, and then jungler Remy, Wombat Baby Ari. Bot lane we have Ali Plane and Chumslog, and then support Quagga and Staples. This is not solidified. This is just their expert areas.
Yeah. So as we sort of transition into the round, something that we haven't mentioned yet is that there is a selection and ban phase for characters. So each team is going to take turns picking the characters that they can choose from and play from, and then they can also ban. Each team can ban 5 champions. So that's going to switch up, and if one team gets particularly crushed by a certain character, in round 2 we might see a ban of that character. So that's sort of what we can look out for as we're going from round 1 into round 2.
Right. And we do like to have little predictions as to who we like, who our team really likes to ban, especially depending on if the enemy team has a lot of the jungler is like really good, then they're probably going to prioritize the jungle bans. Support, it all depends on what the other team is on. We can't really predict it, because if they throw a ban at us that is very like big on us, then
Yeah. So that's sort of why you're going to see that our players are going to have multiple different mains that they can sort of try and play against, because if the one person they play gets banned, then good luck trying to learn a new character.
All right, so we did a good justice with the Ball State roster. Let's take a look at Ohio's roster, and this seems to be a very wide. This is 10 players, so I'm guessing these are probably maybe like an A team, B team sort of thing.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, and the gray out and the white out doesn't mean anything. It's just so you can see the names separated. I will say I do really like the names. We have Big Whoop. I'm gonna go top down. We have Xbin, Big Whoop, Dexter Pitman, Fresco, Water. How would you pronounce that? Akusora?
Akusora looks about right, yeah. We win these.
I love that one. That was fun to type out. We have Jay Kun, LeBron James, and Muck. We have the real LeBron James playing League of Legends today.
Now, do you think the basketball abilities of LeBron James can transfer to League of Legends?
So, fun fact, there is a Darius who is a top laner. There's a Darius skin where it shows them slam dunking the splash art. It is a basketball-based skin, and it's just so silly. The different types of cosmetics and skins in League of Legends, I will grant them, are pretty cheap, most of them. I preface that one.
There's some of them that get pretty expensive, and there's people who have taken loans out to get them, so.
I did not know about that one. That's crazy. I will admit I am one to buy skins. If we do end up playing together, you'll be hearing me say, all right, 1, 2, or 3.
Now, Daphne has been trying to get me to play League of Legends with them for a good while now. I am not a League of Legends player particularly. About 3 to 5 days before the season started for Ball State, I learned everything that I know about League of Legends and sort of just been coasting off of that since. And it's been a bit of a joke on how much I know and sort of useless information. So there's a lot of champions. I believe there's 170 champions, and with that, each of them have a title. That title has nothing to do with any of the gameplay of League of Legends, but I would venture to say I know probably it's over 90% of them. Maybe 95. There might be 5 to 10 that slip past me.
And we've played a little thing where he tries to name them as we go on, but I feel like there's so much time that we don't have doing that, so I don't think we're gonna do that today, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I do want to test your knowledge with League of Legends.
Oh, okay. What are we getting here? What is this?
There's a game that there are some people play just to kind of quiz their knowledge on the game, and that is a little game called Lodal. We played this consistently. I think the first time, I played it with Julian or Silk Flannel my last stream when at Archon. So this is the game. So it's a lot like Wordle, where you just guess a champion and you just see how much it applies. So what's a champion that comes to mind that would you like to guess?
I mean, I'm taking a look at the backsplash of this page. So because of Wombat Baby and because she's right back there, let's hit it with Ari. Not female, not middle.
It has mana. We have an early champion. Not the earliest, but like an earlier champion.
Okay. That means nothing to me.
So it is a melee champion, not from Ionia. Let's run to support. Give me Braum.
Braum? The Heart of Forlord?
Yes, that one. All right, it is a man.
Melee.
Human or Iceborne or both. Okay. Oh, really? I thought Braum was an earlier champion. All right, it is melee, mana, not support. So.
When did this game come out?
2009.
Okay. But never mind.
We do have the year already. It's 2000.
Okay.
2011.
Ooh, Alistar was a starting champion, right?
Yes, but I don't think the support is gone. It's not a support.
I don't know what lanes they go in or positions.
Okay. that's why you got me.
We're working on that.
Yes.
But okay.
I do, since it is a melee champion, I do want to try the top lane. So any top laner that's a guy that you want to just throw in here that runs mana? We're gonna go Urgot.
Urgot?
You are. There we go, that guy.
The Dreadnought?
Stinky guy. Oh, so close.
It is top.
Not from... He's from Zon? Zon and Noxus.
Look at him, and you're telling me you don't think that's from Zon?
Okay. It would have been nice to see him like Arcane or something, but we did get top lane. Lane. So, any top laners that... Oh, he's ranged. I forgot about that. All I know is he has this ability where he like grabs on you, like pulls you in.
Yeah.
That's what got me like, oh
now,
yeah.
the question is, would they separate between melee ranged?
I feel like it's like a slash, if that's the case.
Yeah, that's what they do with Dead by Daylight or DB Doodle, which I do play that one. If we pulled that one up, I could do that one.
Here, let me see. I know there is a champion that is melee slash range. Can you pull up Kale just for fun? This does not count. Why? Yeah, that one. All right, we already know it's not her, but okay, yeah, so it's going to be separating. Okay. So it is just melee.
All right.
2009. I didn't know she was a starting one. Okay. So not from Zon and Pilt. We don't have the location yet. We can run a character from Demacia.
Yeah.
So any Demacia character you want to run in?
I don't know their positions, but I could throw out Jarvan 4.
All right. Just Jarvan. Don't.
J.
Yeah, J4. Second.
Jungle.
He's a jungler.
Okay.
Not from Demacia. He's also 2011.
Right.
We're really good at this. Okay. So, not from... I guess we still have Bilgewater. Bilgewater is still a place.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Name some champions that are from Bilgewater. You have the Quizlet, man.
That means nothing.
Well, they have it in the title
no,
for
they
some
don't.
of them. They don't.
The closest thing I can think of is that... You said Bilgewater?
Yeah, Bilgewater.
The closest thing I can think of is that Pike is the Bloodwater Ripper.
Pike is support, though, so it can't be him.
I've got nothing.
I am curious to if there are people in chat. We'll get some answers later, but if chat wants to give an answer that we can't think of, top lane is not my strong suit. I'm just gonna put that out there.
I feel like Darius was probably.
Darius is Noxus. Noxus was a no.
Oh right, that's why I kept saying no.
Alright.
If whoever's doing this wants to throw out Jace, throw out Jace. I was thinking Jace, but.
Oh, we have a Q. We have quote Q. All right, let's listen to the quote.
These souls are not yours to keep.
Those
oh wait,
souls
Yorick.
are not.
Try Yorick.
Ooh. Look at you! I'm terrible at this game. I am booty cheeks. I can't league.
Yorick is the shepherd of souls. That is the only reason that I could have gotten that.
I can't play this. Let's go. Well, let's go straight to quote.
Okay. Next game mode. Fear the Ocean's Weight. It could be Nami. The Nami, the Tide Caller.
I don't think I've ever heard her say it, but we can give it a shot. Nami. Yep. A lot of people guessed her. Try. He looks like a Skylander. I ban him all the time. Fizz.
Fizz, the title trickster.
Fizz. Nope, not Fizz.
Nautilus?
Fear the Oceans. I can see that. I can definitely see this guy being from Bilgewater. Nautilus. Hey! Look at you go!
When it comes to quote, I can get it.
Alright, well, I don't know if you're going to be able to get this next one. It's ability.
If it is Caitlyn or Misfortune, I can.
Alright, let's throw to... Oh!
Or no? Are we getting into something? All right. So.
Oh, we have hearing from the back. We're gonna be thrown a little something different.
Okay.
Fun fact: you're gonna be told you're gonna have your title quiz right now.
Okay, I could do it.
You have to speed run it.
What is this? Oh, okay. Well, the video's unavailable, so I guess we can't do it.
Oh, I guess. What a shame.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh darn. Whose account was that? What's in that
Search
recommended?
history, go. God, my YouTube. I had to do a research paper on so many different things, so my search history is just off weird. Alright. So, video is unavailable. Thank you, Rankdle.
Well,
Alright, so based off of what we see here, what do you think? What do you think the rank is?
I think they're so focused on the game that they can't focus on putting the correct clip in. So I think it's champion.
I can see that, yeah.
Or challenger.
Yeah, this is challenger gameplay that I'm seeing. It's so good you can't even see it. Oh. We were in the 3%, buddy. Okay, so video 2 still unavailable.
All right.
How are you liking this?
This one feels a little different because I've seen it before, so I think they just saw it on the main stage and they're trying it. I think this is Iron.
You think this is Iron?
Yeah.
Gotcha. They're experimenting a little bit. They're just starting out, so they're not sure how to get the video on there.
Yeah, they saw Faker play Ari and they're
they're taking notes. They're watching YouTube on the side. You get called out whenever you're side laning. Just so happens that there's a team fight happening, and whenever you survive as the rest of the team fight dies, you get question mark pinged. But you take a tower in the process, but you just know that you're too slow to engage in the fight, so no matter what, you're in a lose-lose situation.
Is this from experience?
Yes.
No. I play Misfortune and then I get bullied off the game, so that's about it. I'm not particularly good. People can farm kills off of me constantly.
I'll be so glad to be your little Nico support. I will turn into you, do a little dance, do a little jig. One of my favorite thing about Nico is her ability to just turn into people and just dance as them.
Nico, the curious chameleon? All right, we're just having fun here until the game starts, but I mean, until we get some other challenge or the game starts, and there's some shenanigans with delay that are gonna push us off for a bit. So when it comes to Ohio and Ball State, so Ohio this season has lost to every team, from what I can see on the ESC tournament website, has lost to every team this year except for Central Michigan. And that was their first game of the season, and since then it's been a bit of a streak, but this could be the time, this could be the moment where they turn it all around and they break Ball State's win streak. So,
Okay.
what do you think? Where are we getting?
So as far as predictions,
Yeah, what are you predicting? I've already got mine written down unless it's cleared off. Nope.
I think I already know mine.
All right, I'll give you some time to write that, but Ball State has never lost a match to Ohio in the duration of these tournaments. So
That's kind of what led me to put the 2-0. We've just been doing so well.
yeah,
And
I believe it's been 11 rounds so far, not a single loss.
I do think there could be a clutch round. Maybe not so much where it like turns over to a loss, but like put Ball State on its shoes a little bit. We get to see Otagon gameplay.
I think Ball State's gonna win 1-0 forfeit. Now that's been seen. So speaking of a forfeit, you were correct on all of your predictions thus far until Akron forfeited.
Listen, whenever they forfeit a match, technically we win that match. So I think that I still have my streak going.
I will be kind. I will say when we are casters together, I will consider the streak still alive.
Thank you.
But that has to be up to every other caster you ever cast with.
All right. I gotta go back and ask Silk if my streak was broken right then and there, because that Akron game I was streaming with our top laner, and it was definitely, that game was just so weird. Like, there was just emoting in the spawn as we were just in all the lanes just taking it. No one was taking it seriously, and once we were talking about Shelly dancing, and Julian tried to reenact that in the game once, but it didn't work. And then we overheard they surrender. It's like, oh, it's whenever the enemy team surrenders that Shelly starts dancing. So that's where the confusion happened, and yeah.
Yeah. I've still not seen Shelly dance. Shelly, can you explain to folks who is Shelly?
Oh yeah, Shelly. She's quite a gal. You see her every now and again. And 16 minutes, correct?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay, dead serious. She is one of the epic monsters that are in the top jungle. The jungle is split up into two different parts. The top jungle, there's a giant circle in the river that is going to be an epic monster. It depending on what time the game is going through, you have your void grubs. 16 minutes you have the Rift Herald, and at 24 minutes you have the, I'm blanking on, Baron Nashor. And depending on, with Shelly, let's focusing on Shelly individually, once you slain her, you can, obviously you get golden XP from that, but you also get her like in your pocket. Essentially, you Pokemon grab her, and you can send her out whenever you want to pretty much be a battering ram for different towers. And depending on if you're able to get her to the fountain, not die, and you destroy the Nexus and win the game, she does a little dance.
Still have not seen it.
Still have not seen it.
I guess we're just gonna have to play together and just crush it.
Yes, I'm gonna have to steal the Shelly from my jungler and say, hang on, I'm gonna clutch with this. Wait until the end of the game when we win, and then finally pull out Shelly just so Shelly can do a little dance.
Question mark ping as you, as the support from bot lane goes up to the jungle camp.
I'm gonna slay it on my own. I'm Zyra. Don't mind me, guys. I got this. No, you can just, it doesn't matter if you slain the beast. That doesn't mean it's in your pocket. You have to grab it. Yeah, it drops and you have to collect it. So I can just wait. Maybe play Yuumi, grab on the jungler, then go off. I've never played a game of Yuumi in my life. That'll be my first one.
Yeah, I have played a couple of games of League with two of my high school friends. At least within the last 2 weeks, and one of them plays jungle, and I helped him. and I did grab Shelly on accident. I was like, this is mine now, I guess.
There is one thing that I've done. I haven't accidentally grabbed Shelly except one time, but we'll talk about that. But there is an ability whenever you place down Shelly, you can go inside Shelly and control it. The amount of times I've accidentally right-clicked on her and went summoned in, like, just distraught, and just, well, I guess I'm going for the turret now. And I'm like an Orianna or something, so I can't escape the turret range. So it's just death.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've got a whole host of things that we could talk about.
Yeah.
What is there any particular topic that you'd like to throw out there until the game starts?
I'm curious to see what you have cooked up, actually.
Out of
your discussions.
Oh, okay, well, I've got a couple things written down, but, you know, I think these ones would be great in between round 1 and round 2, so let's just skip to games.
Okay. So, the talk of the town, the buzz that killed a certain game that has a funny monkey that we're not gonna name. Not really killed, but it's definitely taken 60% of the game.
Nope, we are going into games.
Oh, no, we're not. We'll save it for in between. All right, we have a karma ban. Okay. It looks like we have, Ball State on the left and enemy Ohio on the right. We have a Karma and Zach ban for Ball State, and we have an Elise that's going to take out Quokka, and a Skarner ban.
All right, so I think it sort of is a curse at this point.
A Cassante. I completely forgot Cassante was a champion. I'm being so honest. What's his title?
Cassante is the pride of Nazuma.
I've never heard of Nazuma. And looks like we have a Viego ban for Ohio. Looks like for Blaster 3 is Silk Flannel. Silk has banned is playing Mbessa. And for Ohio, we have Delirious playing Poppy and Jonah. It says Jana playing Vi. There's your Arcane fans out there.
Yeah.
And looks like we're gonna get a Mel from Wombat and a Mumu for our jungler Remy. And on the other side we have a Syndra, and we're gonna go into the second wave.
Yeah. So and that's gonna be a quick Jin Zhao ban there. No more Seneschal of Demacia.
I feel like these are very targeted towards us now.
Yeah, they're watching. They know what they're doing.
They heard our calls. Kindred. That might be specific to the champion.
Yeah. Looks like that
is a Varus.
Mm-hmm. Ezreal Hover, Ezreal Select, and Zyra.
I play Zyra for context.
Yeah, throw Misfortune in support. I'm sure that'll go
That's
great.
That's a thing.
Really?
That's a thing.
Okay.
AP Misfortune is a thing.
Pantheon.
And we have a Pantheon anything is crazy. I'm so honest. All right. So, what are your thoughts on this team?
Okay, so I'm seeing a lot of Arcane characters. So if you watch the hit Netflix show Arcane, then you'll recognize Ambessa, Mel, and Vi.
All right. So we're definitely not as engaged as we were. We did lose Skarner, Elise, Sinjal, who are very big on engage. Especially in previous games, we did see Xin Zhao being able to tower dive and help do really well when it comes to ganking. Amumu's the same way. He's like a beginner level jungler. And he's just very effective too. So I can definitely see him being played with Mbessa really close together. Obviously there's no Galio ban, so that was strong on them. We have a Mel. Mel right now, until next patches is pretty big and competitive right now. Just overall, I remember when we were on release day, she was just kind of like, and no one could, either she was banned or someone was playing her. That was it.
Yeah.
And
there's like I believe, how long was it? Is it 3 days? It's 5 days since release that a character cannot be played. So competitively, we didn't see Mel for a bit.
Yeah.
But eventually, here they are. So we've got about 2 minutes until game starts. So
I don't think I hear this. I'm very curious to hear the voice interactions between Mbessa and Mel being on the same team. That's something I haven't really. I haven't played Mel and being in the same game as Mbessa yet.
Mm-hmm.
But did you know that there's like whenever you have different characters, like the characters that are related, they have interactions with each other.
I didn't know that specifically, but it is really cool when games do that. So
Yeah.
I'm a fan of that. Dead by Daylight, one of my personal favorite games, has been incorporating voice lines a lot more. So it's fun. It's great.
What? I haven't actually like played Dead by Daylight at all. So what exactly is?
So Dead by Daylight is a 1v4 asymmetrical horror game. So it is the asymmetrical horror game and has been for quite some time. I believe it came out in 2016, and when it comes to horror icons, almost all of them are in Dead by Daylight. So the objective is to, as the killer, hunt down and sacrifice survivors to an entity in the sky. So the survivors want to complete 5 generators and then escape. So that's sort of just the gameplay loop of that, and I'm a big fan of it. There's the Resident Evil characters in there. They have some of the most voice lines in the game. So when thinking of that sort of interaction between Mel and Mbessa, that's what I was thinking about. It's
Yeah.
like, Nicolas Cage is in the game.
It's the Fortnite of horror.
No, here's the funny thing. Obviously, Nicolas Cage has played a lot of characters.
Uh-huh.
Fortnite had not gotten any of the Nicolas Cage characters in before Dead by Daylight did. So Dead by Daylight got Nicolas Cage before
I find
Fortnite.
that so funny, actually.
And it's not Nicolas Cage playing a character. It is canonically Nicolas Cage.
It's just like whenever there's like a cameo, like, he's one of the judges in America's Got Talent. Simon Cowell. Whenever Simon Cowell is just everywhere.
There was a time there where he'd show up in really anything. I think he was in Shrek, like an end credit scene for Shrek. And The Simpsons. He's been in The Simpsons a couple times.
I didn't know that. He's been in the most recent like 3D Scooby-Doo movie.
So yeah, I guess, yeah, we just get to talk about a whole bunch of random stuff, and here comes the game.
Yeah! League of Legends! They're all going bot lane. We have seen this a couple of times. I guess they're just... I mean, they have the Amumu engage. I assume he took his hook. Oh, they have come to play. Here we are, all 5 stack going against this one, but they don't know what to do.
As Ohio, what do you do in this situation as you see all of Ball State?
They're back. That was great.
Now, I mean, minions haven't spawned, so those waves we were talking about that are going to push into those turrets have not spawned yet. So this sort of can be a moment where you can fight, and we're having an engage.
Pantheon jumps in with his W, has an ignite. I don't think flashes alley plane. First blood for Ezreal. I don't know how that turned out. Looks like they traded killed. Suds got in. I think Staples should be able to escape. Okay. That was a very quick engage. I saw the Pantheon walk down. I was like, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. That's why Pantheon is so crazy in this game.
Yeah, the Unbreakable Spear is something that, I mean, unbreakable for a reason.
That's his title, right?
Yep.
Gotcha.
All right, small bit of an engage from Silk Flannel and Delirious here.
Yeah, just a couple of trades going. That's what we're going to see a lot in top lane. Just back and forth. As you're hitting minions, you're going to want to try to poke out your laner. Oh, it looks like we have a bit of an engage. Procs Electrocute and the Silk Flannel proc Electrocutes. Now I think about it, Electrocute's pretty good on Mbessa. Most recently, the Domination Runes have gotten a sweet buff.
All right, looks
there's
like
the Pantheon jumping again. Alley plane. Like, oh, returns the favor, knows that cooldown is no longer up. played off the level 2. So Pantheon did not get that.
Yeah, early on, those levels can be an absolute killer as you're getting more abilities from. This is looking pretty dangerous for Delirious up here on the top. So if Silk Flannel can just get a small bit of a hit down on them, but they're being pretty careful playing under turret, and that's sort of the play you definitely want in this situation.
Looks like we did see the Silk Flannel use Ignite, so can't really jump in there. Taking back, getting some of the gold back while Delirious has to farm. Now we're looking at the mid lane. Poking back with mages, you're gonna see a lot of skill shots, and basically, who's the last one gonna run out of mana? Is the fun little game.
Oh yeah. So that's just sort of in a video game that you've played. If there's ever like a sort of stamina that you run out of, that's sort of mana for some of these characters. Fun little emote from Delirious there. It's good to have fun, even if this is technically a high stakes tournament, but it's a game at heart.
Yeah, the bot lane thing earlier was just for shenanigans, and I have high respect for that. Looks like getting some poke-off damage with Staples being Zyra. She has really easy access to do that, while Ally Plane is just free to farm. I'm guessing they're probably going to bait out the Pantheon jump-in. Oh, Roots. Pantheon, there's the jump-in. I think they're going to take out both laners. That's Suds down, and it looks like Emperor falls as well. The jungler, Jonah, just kind of watches that happen. I don't think they know Vision's there. Ally Plane challenges it. And as Jonah, Jonah jumps back in. I don't think they're gonna make it though. I think this is a fall for Jonah. Oh, flashes in. Oh, just escapes.
All right, and that was one of the summoner spells, so that is going to be Flash, which can make for a quick escape like we just saw there, but it does have quite a cooldown. So that does come with quite a cost, but it would be better than dying here.
We've seen a lot of sums burned out in quite the early part of the game. We saw quite a few flashes from some ignites in the top lane. We saw, I believe, Mbessa, she got back up there pretty quickly, so I think Silk used teleport back up to the lane. I love the Teemo thumbs up.
It's a good emote. It's always an enjoyable time to see that. But something that is important for you to note if you're not a super avid League of Legends player or haven't played at all. So you see this tall grass every once in a while within these lanes or in the jungle, and that actually you can't see a character in there unless you have something called a sort of sight orb.
Oh, Pantheon jumps in and got to ignite onto Staples. Staples is trying to escape back to turret, but I don't think it's going to matter. I think Remy's going to be able to gank and get and clean up down here. We have Ally Plane takes down Pantheon, and that's a double kill. I'd say that's a pretty good support death right there.
Yeah, didn't even need Remy. Remy was there for support, but Ally Plane was able to come in, and another kill here from Silk Flannel on Delirious. So, taking a look at this, obviously it's early game, anyone could come back at this point, but taking a look at the gold lead, that is about a 2.4k gold lead, so that can translate to a lot of items that can continuously build a
build whatever item necessary. And I feel like for Mbessa, it's gonna be very bruiser, possibly lifesteal. I haven't really built her yet, so anything's possible with when it comes to the top laners and depending on what the matchups are. Ally Plane taking the opportunity to back as Staples playing very kind of risky, not knowing where the Vi is. Vi is in the bot jungle, so she could jump in at any point.
We do have a sort of a split screen here, taking a look at a bot and what's happening over at Void Grubs, finishing off with Remy getting those Void Grubs.
Looks like something's going on. I think it looks like Ohio is trying to take on Dragon. There's not really much Staples can do to contest that. I don't believe... Staples does not have ult yet, so not really much can be contested. It is a 4v1. I think they might have overstepped a little bit. Okay. Ally Plane is here to help a little bit, and I think we do see Wombat Baby is also walked down. Flashed in and reflect and make sure there's no damage. Ulted Wombat Baby, and I think that's a cleanup. That was cool. quick. I did not even see Wombat Baby walk down.
Oh yeah, I want to talk about what just happened with Wombat Baby. A flash occurred to escape Wombat Baby, but Wombat Baby just, from as far as I can tell, guessed where they were going to be and used one of their abilities and was able to secure that kill.
Poking off under their own turret, Delirious almost falls to just the constant dashes of Silk Flannel. That's what makes Mbessa and we talked about next week. Spoilers. That's what's vital thing on Mbessa. She's able to just go in and out like crazy. And looks like we have some under the turret fighting. Oh, shutdown. Poppy Delirious gets the shutdown on Silk Flannel, which grants a little bit of go.
Yeah. And that's going to be important for Ohio here as they're getting into a larger and larger gold deficit here. If they want to build items that can fight against what Ball State is building, they're going to want to get as much gold as possible. And with these bounties, it is possible. So we've got a wave jumping into that bot lane outer tower. So we're getting a good amount of damage here. It is... at 8 minutes, this is a real quick push, especially for bot lane.
Especially with getting some of those platings in. They are at lower health, so all it takes is one gank. They do have vision in the river, and Ohio does not. It looks like both the mid laner and the jungler are pathing down towards bot jungle.
Yeah, with that wave push into their turret, they know that bot lane's going to have to deal with that for a bit, so they're going to back and make sure to spend their gold and heal up a bit.
Oh, Vi flashing in for an engage and gank on Wombat Baby. Pantheon's here too. Oh, under turret gets jumped in with Vi, and I think this is going to be Wombat Baby falls. The turret damage wasn't able to kill the jungler, Jonah.
Yeah. That was quite an expert play. That was a 1v3 gank on Ohio's side. Let's see,
oh, I believe that was... Oh, jumping in, I think falls to turret. The Ignite does not do enough. That was a very risky play. We're seeing a lot of aggressive just attacks under turret, and that can lead to decimation.
It sure can, and Ball State really is... especially this year, is really known for just that, really rushing in and trying to end the game as soon and quick as possible. So I guess if you've got dive characters and you can take them out under turret, then...
Pantheon jumps on Zyra as she is making space, and then Staples backing up, doesn't know where the jungler is, so it's a little riskier to stay inside Ohio's jungle. But I think it's going to risk it. Staples possibly getting an E off, a root off onto the Varus. Nope, is going against the Pantheon, and I think is going to fall. Staples takes out Suds and falls to Pantheon, but then Alley Plane cleans it up. That's what's been back and forth like crazy.
Oh yeah, this is such an intense match here already, and as we see champions grow and level, their respawn timer is going to get longer and longer. So those deaths on Ohio's side is going to become more and more. Take it away as we see this.
Oh, we're taking down. Looks like Silk Flannel trying to escape Poppy as just dashing away. I don't think Silk has the flash on them. Tries to run off, but oh, Pantheon ult. So Poppy was able to get that engage. Pantheon ult, I believe, is completely map wide. Oh, but it looks like we did get what it was, Void Grubs. And all right, we do have a fight going on. Vi falls to Wombat Baby. Just death, just consistently all throughout.
Yeah, really just fully showing the might of Ball State, and Ohio's keeping up to an extent. They are making some pretty good tactics, but right now there is a gold deficit and a kill deficit from Ball State's side, or Ball State to Ohio's side.
Looks like we're pathing a little bit towards bot, possibly gonna get the dragon that's loading up. Oh, Alley Plane got poked off by the Vayne. Sorry, Varus. I don't know why I keep saying Vayne. Vayne, completely different character. All right, jumping back in now that we have Staples here to protect. Staples has the Zyra ult ready just in case. We do see Vi waiting out. Jonah waiting for... Staples is being very greedy.
So is what I would say alley playing, because it's just so many times is he at low health, but if there's ever an engage, he is not going to be left out. So pushing that wave into turret, we might finally see a first turret fall.
That's the difference between the two very different characters, in my opinion. I hardly ever want to pair up with Ezreal as a Zyra, because Zyra wants you to come to her, while Ezreal's like, no, come here, which is what's going to happen right now. Staples is trying to bring in Pantheon, but then flashes away from the big, that big circle was Zyra's ult, making all the plans super large, and I think Zyra's going to try to help out with an E, throws in, and Jonah falls, as well as the mid laner Syndra.
So something you might have noticed is Alleyplane throwing in a skill shot there to help out there. He is an absolutely aggressive play, and as we've discussed before, he is a former pro player, so, and looks like we've got a fight down at Dragon, rather. Just Ball State attempting to take Dragon here.
I mean, there's no one to contest it. There's no mid laner, so we have Alleyplane and Wombat Baby taking off the plating and possibly the entire turret. I think Pantheon's going to be able to stop them, though. And there's no jungler to contest it, so this is just a free Dragon.
Yeah, barely getting stopped there by Ohio. The turret plating is almost gone on that outer turret on mid lane, so this is beginning to shape up to be quite a quick match from Ball State. It's very reminiscent of past matches, but I'm not discounting Ohio quite yet, so.
Yeah, they've been able to push back against Ball State's, like, quick engages. I think that the Pantheon was a good pick.
Oh yeah, they're just, the sort of ults across the map have been spectacular.
Oh, Pantheon jumps in on Zyra, but Zyra is able to root and escape. Pantheon has to run off, but the burn damage, we do see Ezreal, but it doesn't matter. Pantheon falls under their own turret, and I believe this is going to be tier 1 turret for Ball State. And I think Jonah falls as well, taking a whole bunch of damage from Alleyplane and Wombat Baby. That's a triple kill for Wombat Baby.
We can see the aggression from Ball State. We see a typical strategy from really anybody on...
Oh, Pantheon ults into the middle of the lane. I don't think he realized that the turret was... Both turrets are gone, so he's trying to get away. But I don't think this is where you're going to lie. Stuns the Amumu. Remy is able to hook him back in, and Ezreal Alleyplane takes down Pantheon. That was an ult.
Yeah, a strategy is to stay under turret, because if someone attacks you under turret, the turret will attack the person who attacked you. So staying under turret's relative safety, but we've just seen Ball State's aggression and just not caring about it and doing such large amounts of damage to you, even if you're under turret.
We did see on the corner, we see Wombat Baby is now side laning, giving the priority whoever has going on in mid lane, as Wombat Baby is just taking other turrets. And it looks like Alleyplane falls to 3v1 Syndra Pantheon. Pantheon got the shutdown.
Yeah, well, I mean, as we're sort of heading into what could be endgame pretty soon, we've got a lot of turrets fall. 3 turrets from Ball State at 15 minutes here.
We do see 3 people coming up at the top lane, possibly going to be able to take tier 1 top. We have a gank 4v1 under the turret, and that is going to be Jonah following as possibly the top turret. Pantheon trying to help out, possibly ulted in. We have Silk Flannel trying to escape, Staples keeping them in with his ult, and now they're trying to kite back. They did take the turret, but Staples does fall, and Silk Flannel trying to escape the 3v1. Varus, all it takes is one arrow on Varus's part, and Silk falls. We have Poppy jumping in, and Delirious takes down Silk. He is not having a good game today.
Yeah, so there we go, and that was a really massive push there from Ohio. So if they are able to continuously match this, then this might really go in their favor. But Ball State, at this point, Ohio lost turrets. So which is more important, kills or keeping those turrets alive? So we'll see which one of these methods is going to sort of secure the win in the end.
Right. We do have just some farming going on as Wombat Baby trying to get some minions, trying to get some gold, and looks like a whole team is on Rift Herald. They want that Shelly dance. They heard us in the chat, like, okay, you want the Shelly, here we go. And it looks like it's going to initiate a 5v3, taking down one of our players, and I think this is going to be Staples falling down too. Wombat Baby trying to escape. We have Remy down, Staples down, and I think Wombat Baby also falls. This was a fight to take. Silk Flannel jumping in and taking down one of the players. It's still a 3v1, but two of them are really low. Taking down Poppy, that's a double kill, possibly going in on the Syndra. I think it's going to slow down here. They do have oh, never mind. We have Ezreal Alleyplane jumping in as well. Possibly has ult to poke off Vi with Jonah. I don't think he's been able to catch up. Oh, not flashes. That's the W. W's in and ults misses. That would have been death. That ult can be terrifying.
Yeah, massive group battles right there are pretty intense, especially when with the more players in a particular group battle, you're just going to see yourself. You're dependent on a lot of people for that to go right. So
I think Vi waiting on the Alleyplane to go a little bit too far. Alleyplane was able to flash off the way. Staples able to protect Alleyplane, and that was 2 deaths. As Staples gets more burn items, we do see Scorch down there, possibly building a Blackfire first. And there's the Leandries building double burn to counter the big tanky both Poppy and Pantheon. And we do have 2v1 going on. Poppy getting poked out by Staples with the little plants.
Oh yeah. So here's the thing: Ball State is extremely aggressive when it comes to their gameplay. So the problem with an aggressive gameplay style is, well, if you want to take this as
and Bessa Poppy poking it off. I assume Silk knows that there's a jungle over going into the bot lane. We have Emperor falling down and Mel taking down the Syndra. 2 kills for Wombat Baby. Mel slowly scaling and becoming more of an aggressive. Oh, we have Staples in. I didn't see them walk in. Staples and Alleyplane taking down bot turret. As we see this in all the other games, they take out each turret in each of the lanes so that we have just the teams have to go back between the different lanes, getting the waves off of the turrets.
Yeah, just a massive siege of all of these minions pushing in on each of these lanes. There goes the one of the last turrets in mid lane. So are we going to see an inhibitor break here, or will Emperor be able to stop it? Nope, there goes mid inhibitor.
While this is all happening, we have Remy uncontested taking another dragon. And looking at the top, we've secured all the dragons so far, so this has been really good.
Yeah, Ball State is really dominating here, and we might see the last of the outer turrets fall when it comes to the top, mid, and bottom lane.
We do see a 3v1, possibly getting down the tier 2 turret for top lane. We have Wombat Baby poking off the Poppy. Now, okay, full team is here. -1. We have, oh, we're going over to the mid lane. Okay, here we go, back up. I think this is going to be top lane falling. There's not really much I could do as in the minion waves start crashing in. Tier 2 falls as Poppy takes it back. I don't think if she stays there, yeah, I was gonna say Delirious runs off. All it takes is one Israel to get her.
All right, there we go, and we're just sieging in on those turrets. So if we see a loss on both top and mid here, we can rest assured that this is probably game over here soon.
Yes, and while this is all happening, Remy's just having a time taking down Otacon all by himself.
Yeah, the days of ignoring Otacon and ending the game early are over. Why end the game when you could take it?
It's like, fine guys, if you really want to do it.
Okay, there you go.
There you
go. I mean, if they didn't take Shelly, we would have done it.
They're like, oh, Poppy trying to bring Silk into the 2 turrets, was able to escape. Nope, never mind. Silk dies to Poppy's hands. Alleyplane was able to secure the kill on Jonah. Shutdowns going on back and forth. That is the Varus taking the... It looks like it was a trade-off. We had the Varus and Mel just trade-off kills there. A whole lot of death and a whole lot of minion waves shoving into the different lanes. I believe that was 2 inhibs down that fight.
Oh yeah, so those are going to be enhanced minion waves, so super minions pushing in. That's going to be real difficult for Ohio to deal with. So,
and now we have Remy taking the opportunity to farm the Ohio's jungle, so that way the jungler can't get much gold out of it. And we possibly have some item shops going back and just getting some reclaiming the gold that they earned from that fight. As we wait for pretty much to happen.
Yeah, so we're just getting some farming here and getting ready for the big siege here. Inhibitors take quite a while to respawn, so Ball State can sort of take their time.
It looks like there might be a fight happening in mid lane. We do see Staples up there. We did see Vi flash in. Some pings going on in the mid lane. It looks like we have 4 people. Okay, there we go. In the top lane, we have Silk taking the red buff before this engage. Depending on how this fight goes, this could be GG. Not GG, but in the first
good
game.
Match. Good
match.
round ending. So as we sort of get these pushes in, we can see those minion waves are pushing in.
I don't think Jonah had the flash out, wasn't able to hide it. It doesn't matter. Wambafity takes out with the Mel's executes as we have all 3. No, right now just top lane wave just pushing in. While this is happening, Ohio taking the opportunity to take down Ball State. We have Silk Flannel taking down Pantheon as Staples tries to run away. Run into the plants, please. Run into my babies. We have Delirious Poppy falling to those plants as well as Wombat Baby. With Syndra and Suds is trying to escape trying to heal up in their fountain as they take down both of the turrets, but I don't think it's going to matter. I believe this is going to be Nexus taking down. Syndra trying to do something about it as they run away. Red turret destroyed. Now that Remy's here to help out in the fight.
I mean, at this point, now that almost all turrets have fallen here, we can expect a Nexus break here. We've got almost an ace here. Are we see? There's the ace.
Double ace. We're not just ace, we're double ace. we run double ace here.
And there we go at 24 minutes. We've got an ending to the round 1 of Ball State versus Ohio University. So
that was scary at the beginning. I was like, are we okay?
Yeah, sort of that initial rush on bot lane, extremely comical. Great to see any amount of memeing on this competitive level, but still.
Now imagine that, but for the second half of the game, that was the Akron. I was laughing at the Akron, and I was like, what?
Listen, all right, Ball State, if it comes to anything, they can keep you on your toes, but they're gonna win in the end. But I mean,
trades, there was it wasn't just like one side was getting a whole bunch of pokes. This was trades back and forth constantly.
Something that I'm totally expecting a Mel ban on Ohio's side. Because just Wombat Baby, it didn't matter if you flashed across a wall and there is no vision over there. Wombat Baby just heading in, throwing a shot over there, and it hit at least twice there, and it's
funny that you mentioned that. The ultimate ability, all it takes is one R click, and any character that is within trying to think of the word. Whenever they get executed, any character that can be executed with the next kill, all it takes is an R, dead. It's like a Vagar ultimate where it just shoots just straight at them. There's nothing they can do. No flash, no heal. No, Kiriko Suzu, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, so, I mean, Daphne and I were talking, and we were looking at the next update for League of Legends, which comes out tomorrow. And it does have some Mel changes, which, after the gameplay that we saw today and what you're describing, it sounds like it's needed.
Yes, it looks like just a little sneak peek. We'll go more into it the next week, but just a little sneak peek is what we saw. Is like just base damage or early damage is gonna decrease, but the scaling is being increased. So I'm guessing they're wanting her to be a later, kind of like Smolder, kind of like any like tank, not really tank character, but like a late game champion.
Yeah,
is what they want her to be.
Yeah, so we saw a pretty early goal disparity, and as with most Ball State games, that just continued to grow and grow and grow. So we can take a look at that later on, especially if we have win graphics and stuff like that. But I talked to you a bit before the stream started, and I did calculate the goal disparities on average for Ball State. What did you just mouth? What was that?
What did I mouth, chat? Nerd!
But you're the one who plays League of Legends more.
Yeah, it's a geek.
Okay, whatever. All right, so on average thus far, I believe Ball State has played 11 matches now, 11 rounds now, so that is now 12, but I didn't have the gold disparity quite yet. Games end pretty quick, so if I'm not there ready to write it down, then it's gone. But I'll take a look at the tapes next time, and I can update the averages next week. But on average, Ball State at the end of the match has a 16.5k gold disparity.
So instead of how many licks does it take to get to the center of the Tootsie Roll Pop, it's how many dragons does it take to get to the gold disparity? How many dragons?
You know, that's just something that we're gonna have to take a look at next week. So, I mean,
like a room of dragons. Like, okay, this is this many dragons long.
Yeah, how many kills from Ball State does it take to cause forfeit?
That's 300 gold. I do know that one.
Now,
that's how many. Because that 300 gold is how much. Whenever I'm playing a solo queue in the ADC, is like, that's 300 gold you took from me after you took my kill.
It does suck when your support takes your kills as an ADC. It's happened to me quite a lot.
Listen, there's nothing you get mad about. If I'm playing Zyra and I'm playing Burn, I can't shut it off.
Understandable, all right. I'll take the assist.
You get gold anyway. Get over it.
Yeah, but like I said, that average is going to be 16.5k gold, and sort of as we're sort of discussing, there's a lot of ways to get gold, and the more gold you get, the better items that you can get from the shop or the fountain where you spawn. And so more gold means you're stronger, means that you can kill more, which means you get more gold. So it's sort of just a snowballing sort of thing. So if you start off bad, then it's going to be an uphill battle to get back.
Yeah. You become more bougie.
Oh yeah.
You got all your blitzen, you got your gauntlets, you got your dragon backpack, you got your berserkers.
Yeah. Next update, we should just expect Riot Games to add cosmetics. Don't buy items, just make yourself look really shiny.
We have our next League of Legends skin bundle. Everyone's just gold. Little shiny. This is a completely different game, but that statement just reminded me of a different game that I used to play like constantly before getting into PC games. I lived in a farm, so all I had was mobile games.
I see.
How much Supercell have you played?
Like
Supercell, like Clash of Clans,
okay,
Clash
that's
Royale.
what I thought.
The reason why I brought that up is because you can buy just flat gold to make your character look just flat gold in the game, and that's Brawl Stars, by the way.
I can't say I've ever spent money on any Supercell game, but in middle school I played a lot of Clash of Clans and Boom Beach.
Oh, Boom Beach I tried, but I wasn't really clicking with it. But Clash of Clans, I believe I have a level 9 town hall base, just kind of.
Mine's higher than yours. I don't remember what it is, but it's higher than 9. I can tell you that. It's in the teens. I can tell you that.
Me, I'm Chandler.
It's Vanguard to you. What was the title I gave myself the last time? The quick study. Last time we worked.
The nerd study.
Okay, this will be the last broadcast between me and Daphne.
No, it's out of love, and you know it. I usually say whenever I'm close to people, it's if I'm starting to make fun of you, that means I care. It's whenever I'm silent that you should be worried.
All right, one other thing that I prepared. So, while we're waiting for the next game, so we've discussed sort of the rankings of our players before.
All right.
So, out of curiosity, do you think that? So, let me list them off here. So, when it comes to ranked in League of Legends, there's a good amount of tiers and ranks. So I'm just going to go over the basics of okay, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 ranks.
Okay. Between them? Oh, just in
no,
general.
I'm just in general. There are
Okay.
10 ranks.
I was like, what do you mean they're 10 ranks apart?
There's iron, bronze, silver, gold, platinum, emerald, diamond, master, grandmaster, and challenger.
Alright.
So that's sort of just when you're playing ranked, it's going to see your skill and it's going to give you amount of points and it's going to sort of judge you on how much better you are according to the rest of the player base. So challenger, the top rank you can get is 99.9.81%. It's better than that percentage of players.
Really? So, like, as far as, like, differentiating skill, now, is that a specific server? Because I know with different servers, it's different. But is that just through all across the different servers?
I believe so, but I could be very wrong, and I'll look into that to make sure that I'm correct in the future.
Because I know when it comes to, like, high-scaling players, they seek out the different servers. Like, because North American servers be very different as we move further and further into the East, so...
But, question is, do you think any of the Ball State roster is challenger, therefore better than 99.981% of ranked league players?
I'm gonna honestly say yes. I believe there is someone that's just him.
Okay, and like, do you have a guess on who that is, or like, do you think that there's more than one?
No, more than one. Okay, so I was right.
Well, we're heading into a give your quick answer if you'd like, but
Alley Plane, and based off of how he was talking last night, and since I casted him last time, I'll say Silk.
okay, no. So we have
What?
two. We have two players on our roster that are challenger, and that's going to be Alley Plane and Quokka. So that is quite the.
They got a duo together.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so looks like we're going to the bands. Very similar bands to last time. We have Karma and Elise band. We have another Zach band.
Yeah, no secret weapon. Zach's gone.
No Skarner.
No Skarner.
No Skarner.
You're cursing people.
I should just leave. I'll see y'all.
There's the Mel band. I knew it had to happen because just how Wombat Baby was playing, it was required. He's just too good.
Looks like we have a Darius. I don't think at least me, I haven't seen Silk Flannel play Darius yet. On the other side, we have Delirious on Volley Bear and Jonah on Udyr. And Remy is going to be on Jungle Scion. Nice!
Okay, we've got a Yasuo on Ball State and an Aurelia on Ohio's side. So going back into the next ban phase, let's see what we're going to get. Viego.
I have a Viego ban, and now we're going into... This is the bot lane? I guess it's going to be a little different as like the website figures it out, but it's very interesting. I'm really thinking hard on this one.
Yeah, so...
Because that Pantheon last game?
Pantheon.
There it is. Hey! Alright, Ezreal ban. They really did not like that last game.
No, that's them. They banned it for the... Oh,
yeah,
wait.
I know.
Never mind. No, I'm ignorant. My bad.
Corky.
Nautilus.
Corky, as you mentioned as a previous conversation, is a very like high banned character.
Yes, out of the 11 games that we've played so far, Corky's been banned 3 times. You seem confused and bothered by picks here.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So what's surprising you here?
Shogath? Please tell
Shogath?
me that this is the website freaking out.
Listen,
Do you know who Shogath is?
Shogath is the terror of the void.
Do you know how he plays?
No, not at all.
He's a big, giant dinosaur.
Dinosaurs are cool.
I mean, the staples... I wanted to play Zoe's support for a while, so respect that. If this is actually Alley playing Shogath in the bot lane? What is going on?
Can't say I know, but those are characters.
I've been told it's the real thing.
Those are characters from League of Legends. Believe it or not, those are legends of the league.
What are we, some kind of League of Legends? You set me
Say
up
that
for...
again.
Okay.
Just
so...
to double check, I wanna throw something. Darius, who's Silk Flannel was chosen. That's Spin to Win character, right?
No, that's Garen. I also get those characters mixed up. As mentioned earlier, when we talk about LeBron James, that's the character that has a LeBron like basketball skin. I gotta show that to you later. But it's every single time I see that skin, either he's the funniest guy or I want to stay away from him.
Listen, either it's an emoting fun time or this is just not gonna work out.
Yeah, that's why I don't play top lane.
That's it, you know.
Top lane, it's called the island for a reason.
Yeah, so you can't expect any kind of help on top lane. That's it. Enough League of Legends. We're gonna watch Arcane.
Put the Roku down.
No.
Click.
Yeah, we're reenacting Adam Sandler's Click here, so we're gonna skip past this game because my prediction's gone. I've lost my prediction.
I want to skip past. I want to skip past the 3 minutes just so I can see the Shogath ADC. I hardly ever. I think there's only one character that's like ADC that's melee, like that's made for the ADC role as a melee character, and that is gonna be
the
Neola?
remote was taken away from me. Yeah, like I was actually gonna turn on Netflix and log in and watch Arcane. All right.
Yeah, I believe it. You give off the vibe.
Okay. I promise it will not happen.
Well, yeah, now
Jen's
Jen's over there.
There's Spider-Man whip it over here.
Wrong game.
All
Very
right.
fun game. I will be playing that game when I come home.
Now, as we're sort of waiting for this next game, we can try and continue our Marvel Rivals conversation.
We haven't started the Marvel Rivals conversation.
Have we? I feel like we started it and then the game started.
I was hinting at it, but I didn't say the name Marvel
Marvel
Rivals. You spoiled it. So Marvel Rivals is the up-and-coming hero shooter game that's a lot of people are falling in love with. Either that or they really love it or they hate it because of another reason. Either that is just not their vibe, but a lot of people, 60% of a certain game, the player base has moved over to that game, and the queue timers have been instant.
Ooh.
Like, whenever I was playing a scrim yesterday, and we were waiting 1 second, I was like, oh guys, such a long queue. I saw the seconds. So
tell me, who do you main in Marvel Rivals?
I wish I can stay dedicated to a character. Right now, it's Invisible Woman.
We're
We're going to the game. Dang it.
We will not talk about Marvel Rivals.
Oh, is that the dinosaur? He has a top hat. Is that a top hat? That's the Shogath dinosaur.
Uh-huh.
With the Zoe. Zoe has a lot of CC, so I'm curious how this is going to go. And they're playing up in that higher bush.
Oh, they're returning the favor.
They're returning the favor of the 5-man.
Channeling back.
That is really... I'm curious if Silk was like, yeah, they're doing it.
All right, everybody.
Delirious staying around. I don't think Silk knows. There's no vision on that river or anything, or none of those bushes. So I don't think Silk knows the little bear that's hiding away in that corner. And I don't think Ohio knows that there is a dinosaur.
There's a dinosaur in the bushes.
How do you hide a dinosaur in the bush?
I think the Dilophosaur in Jurassic Park did it pretty well.
Oh, is this a Dilophosaur? Just off a look.
Listen, you keep saying that's a dinosaur. That is not a dinosaur.
That's a dinosaur. Oh, the spacing in the bush didn't matter as Darius, Blaster, Silk, I'm going through names today, gets a poke off, and here we go. We have the Bard. I didn't recognize it for a second. It looked kind of like a weird Poro. Yeah, that's a Bard skin. just some poking damage going off right now. Corgi is able to play very aggressive with his first ability that he grabbed, but Shogath was able to see them, get him off. We have an Ignite on both Staples and Emperor. Bard's so close, but I don't think he's going to engage after that. They're all playing very back, such low health. Maybe that's why they picked Shogath, because they were predicting like a huge jump in.
Understandable. So.
Oh, Silk trying to retreat, but Delirious flashes in and takes down Silk.
Man, early game Delirious is just really able to sort of shut down Silk Flannel. I'm wondering what they're going to end up doing to sort of like transition and go build against that.
Right. It looks like that was Silk did get a kill on Volley earlier, so right now looking at kills, we have 2 and 1. Boots. We haven't talked about Boots yet.
Yeah, Boots is a pretty common staple of talking about on the broadcast with me and Daphne.
Yeah.
So
I guess we've moved on. Oh, it looks like Bard flashes in and is able to kill Staples instantly. We have Aliplane trying to help out, but I don't think he knows that Udyr is waiting for him. Ali trying to escape using able CC. Corki Suds now has to back off. That was very terrifying.
in typical fashion, Aliplane is not backing out fully and is just staying in the back and playing a bit careful but ready for any kind of dive that they need.
The thing with Shogath is that he's gonna become a big boy. Like you'll see, he's gonna be a big boy.
We've narrated it. We've play-by-played a game with a Cho'Gath before, and they do get big.
You do get big. Or you see some pokes going off between the two assassins. Wombat Baby and Aurelia dashing back and forth, and Wombat Baby trying to retreat towards the enemy. We have Bard and Udyr both ganking, and I don't think Wombat Baby's gonna make it out alive.
Just
Sion trying to help
every
out.
single
CC's Udyr, and Remy with the little crab. Like, what the heck just happened, man?
There's a lot of fun stuff happening right now, but right now we're seeing
All right, Sion
Ohio.
sticking with the gank and is able to take down 6868.
There we go, matching back up with that lead. It was looking a certain way for Ball State there for a second.
I will say, who got the first? I believe. Oh, we have a jump in with the Volley Bear and able to take down Silk, pushing the wave into tier 1. It looks like we have some poking off going on. Zoe with, I believe, has her full burst now. Aliplane falls, but Staples has the sleep still, initiates the sleep and is able to throw Palstar, flashes out of the way, I think is able to kill Suds and escape.
That was a nice dodge from the skill shot there from Emperor, so Staples was really able to save that death there and sort of hide under turret until help can arrive.
One thing with Zoe that we're going to see, just the character Zoe that we have to see, you see that little dart going back and forth.
Oh yeah.
So, fun fact, the farther that thing like ricochets, it's kind of like momentum. It throws back, and when it goes back forward, that's more damage than if you just threw it forward to begin with.
Ooh, very nice.
So, a lot of thinking. Gotta be very, very headstrong whenever you're playing Zoe. Alright, we see Wombat Baby was able to crash under turret, with Bard is able to help out Aurelia 6868. Teemo thumbs up.
Yeah, there's just constant flanking on Wombat Baby here, so they really got to be careful about overextension here because it could mean death from behind or in front.
Looks like Bard is going back into the bot lane with Udyr. Oh, Staples at very low health. I don't think is going to survive this fight. Is able to sleep the Bard. Aliplane is not able to get to the Staples. Staples falls, and Aliplane trying to kite towards the enemy turret. Udyr is able to collapse onto Aliplane and fall. And I hear pinging going. I hear pinging.
Overall, okay, so Jonas is still here and able to push up to that turret, but that still was a trade of 2-2, so sort of equal on kills there, but sort of better positioning from Ohio here.
As far as gold, though, that eliminates Aliplane's ability to get gold from that fight, so that we can see that in the scoreboard right now.
Yeah, so we've got a 1K gold lead from Ohio thus far. Now, here's the question. Will Ohio be able to beat Ball State for the first time this season?
Underdog story, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because this has been a very tight gameplay. We do see them contest Dragon. They're able to take down Dragon uncontested as Sion, Remy, is up in the top lane fighting off Volley Bear Delirious.
Volibear jumps and stuns Blaster as he's trying to run away. I don't think he's going to be able to make it to Scion, and Wombat Baby is able to have possibly, yep, there goes the tornado and is able to dash in. He might have ult, which is able to just secure a kill. Getting stunned by Delirious, trying to dash away. Wombat Baby, I don't think has another tornado starting to form up, but I don't think it's going to matter. Very low health. All it takes is one Volibear E, I believe, is able to escape. Backing right there is a choice. There we go. And taking out one more thing, baiting the Volibear into turret, and I believe that kills them.
There we go. All right. Finally, let's see. With a 15-second sort of delay here, will Ball State be able to secure the top lane from the tyrannical Delirious here?
Is that a like, Tyrannosaurus, like a dinosaur?
No.
We do see a fight going on the bot lane. Speaking of dinosaur, Corki got silenced by Shogath as Aliplane jumps in through behind their turret. Very aggressive, taking advantage of his tankiness, but I don't think it's enough. Tries to run away as Udyr, I believe, is teleporting in. No, that's Aurelia. Aurelia teleporting in 6868 as Aliplane was able to silence and run away. Bard using the teleport. Staples takes down Bard and possibly is able to take down this Aurelia. Sleeps the Aurelia as Remy and Staples takes down Aurelia. I don't think there's much you can do here. That's the 4 players.
Yeah.
On that Aurelia.
Just Remy, Wombat Baby, and Staples coming in. That definitely saved Aliplane there. So that.
And here's the island, by the way. We did see a flash from the Volibear, but I don't think it matters. Silk Flannel taking down Volley again.
Is this the turn? Is topside finally Ball State?
Are we not claiming it until it wins? Is that the logic that we're running here?
I mean, it's been pretty equal thus far, and Delirious has really held a sort of just full-on hold on top.
Okay, I believe that was a W. So Zoe is able to take summoner spells as they're dropped. Minions might be holding some balloons.
Okay.
So we saw that flash right there. I think that was just her using her W.
All right.
Okay. I was like, was that a flash? All right, we do see an engage going on to mid lane turrets. Zoe's able to poke off Jonah, trying to counter gank. I think support, whenever support comes, I believe that's also called a gank, or I'm calling it an engage just for consistency.
Now, yeah, so nothing's done yet, nothing's over yet. No one has a significant lead quite yet here, but that was real scary there for a second for Ball State. So sort of back on even playing field here. We'll see how the rest of the match is able to play out.
We just see some poking off here. I believe they are they want to keep the Dragon Pit to themselves so that way they can secure some gold if towers are not so working with them. It seems like we have a fight going on in our jungle. We have Udyr in our jungle. Bard might be coming in to help them. Oh, never mind. We have a fight going on right in front of us. Corki flashes away. Stud's burning flash immediately. Oh, there's the fight. We have Bard falling to Remy, and Remy trying to escape. I don't think it matters. Udyr is able to get a kill. Oh no, Scion ult. No, Scion ult is the giant train noise. I'm excited to hear that train noise. You'll hear it.
Okay.
All right, it looks like Aliplane was able to dive under turret with all these tankiness, was able to take down Corki Suds. Udyr ganking bot and possibly getting the wave off the turret, but Staples was able to sleep, and now they're just poking off Udyr. There's not much Jonah can do with Staples asleep. Lasts so long. Bard rushing in with the teleport. And I believe this is going to be a fight. There's no jungler to help out Staples and Aliplane. Staples lands asleep and almost kills one of them.
Yeah, maybe.
It becomes so much clutter that it's hard to tell.
Yeah, that jungle might not be there, but it might not matter.
Ooh, Udyr got the shutdown on Zoe.
Oh, and there it goes.
Aliplane knew his fate.
Yeah, not much you can do there when the walls are coming in there. Wombat Baby
was able to escape the Aurelia engage, pathing towards Remy, possibly asking, "Hey, buddy, hey, friend, can I have some help with this angry knife woman?"
That is the third time that Wombat Baby has been taken by surprise in the back. So this This is Ohio's really putting up a fight here.
Yeah, Bard is here to contest Void Grubs, but arrives too late. Udyr is pretty far from him, so he's being very ballsy.
All right, so let's see. Has things changed in the top lane?
We do see some poking off between Silk Flannel and Delirious. Delirious, I think, has health regained, but it doesn't matter. Silk was able to take down Volibear instantly. The bruiser items are coming around.
Yeah, as Ball State casters, it is good to see sort of this the thing we're used to. We're finally on our toes. Not sure if anything's gonna happen here.
I will say, Staples is landing every single sleep instantly. That was a sleep kill for the Aurelia. Oh, it looks like we did see a shutdown on Silk Flannel. Udyr is collecting all the gold while he can. Jonah's pockets must be stuffed.
Yeah, but I mean, we do have a lot of armor taken down on that outer turret on bot lane.
Yeah.
So, sort of not over. Not a lot of epic things taken, but...
Oh, we do see a flash out by Staples and trying to jump back in, but is able to be taken down by Suds. That was a choice to engage right back in. I think actually that might have been another character's abilities.
We're seeing the dinosaur get larger.
Yes. He's gonna become a big boy. He's eating his fruits and veggies.
All right. Yeah, that's an important thing. And
Oh, Udyr engaging on Remy as Remy trying to escape to the turret, but I don't think it's gonna matter. He might have his ult available, gets stunned, and right in front of his turret. Oh, Run comes back in as he's for his last little breath. That's his passive. I remember now, but the passive is not able to save him.
this is just, I mean, I'm not used to it being this close. I'm kind of in awe, and Ali playing really holding in a 1v3 sort of, but it will end up in his death there.
We are playing so far up, and as we get closer and closer to Volley and Udyr looks like Udyr is building AP burn, and we have Volley grabbing some bruiser items. This could be very close if gold comes into play.
Yeah.
Otacon might be an interesting fight.
Oh yeah, so this is definitely a high kill game, so we might get that Ruinous Otacon, so.
We do see the Ruinous Otacon in the top lane. We do have vision on that, but right now I think priority is the Dragon. Staples keeping vision, being a good support.
Yeah, this is just, I mean, yeah, so this is one of the most chaotic Ball State games that I've seen thus far.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Like, usually it's like I don't want to say it's one-sided, but Ball State gains such a big lead at the beginning. Oh, we do see, Silk being very ballsy with the engage, walking straight into the bush, and Volley using ult to escape, flashes out, but it doesn't matter. Darius, Silk gets a kill, it barely survives the turret shot.
that is 1 HP if I've ever seen it.
That is 27 HP actually.
That is 1 HP if I've ever seen it.
That was all.
We're going to see our first turret fall. There we go.
First turret down, and a huge siege going on in the bot lane. That was, I believe, it was a Bard ult to freeze them in place, and now they're recalling. That was huge events happening as Sion, Remy, is able to take the Dragon uncontested.
Very nice. Ball State catching up and finally getting a bit of a gold lead. We'll see if we'll be able to breathe here.
Looks like Ali Plane is okay. We do see a fight going on in the mid lane right now. We have a 3v1 between Staples and Remy and Wombat Baby against Aurelia. Aurelia can't do much. 6868 falls.
Finally doing the thing that Aurelia's been doing against Wombat Baby this entire game. So they're just seeing a flip here.
Right.
All right, sort of seeing a large head up to Rift Herald here. Will Ball State be able to capture this, or will Ohio be able to interrupt it, or even steal it potentially?
Right. I don't think there's much they created enough space. We have Staples' sleep to worry about. They're able to take the Rift Herald pretty much with ease as they engage another fight. Bard escapes with the little teleport. They're rushing in. Wombat Baby engage. We had Jonah flash out, misses the tornado. And now we have Volley coming back in, re-engaging in the fight. Sion stuns the Volley Bear. just back and forth. I think this is going to be Scion does fall, initiating the passive. Wait, no, Wombat Baby falls first. Scion staying on a little longer. Staples falls with a double kill for Aurelia. And that is going to be Scion initiated.
Yeah, Ball State might have been able to take the Rift Herald there, but it was at a definite cost of sort of Ohio sort of being able to push forward all of their minions and maybe potentially take down a turret on Ball State's side.
We do see Alley Plane getting Jonah off the turret. Hey, that's mine. Silences and immediately getting a 1,000 gold shutdown. That is the first death that Jonah had.
Okay.
That was a 1,000 gold shutdown. He was a pricey boy.
That's a pretty large cash injection there for Alley Plane, and I think it's time for him to spend it.
Dino down.
All right, but it's a good time to spend that gold that was gained. So
1,000 gold. That fight.
It's a good amount.
The only other person that has a bounty I'm seeing is Corky with a 150 gold shutdown.
Yeah, so, I mean, a pretty even fight here. Listen, I'm not a big League of Legends guy, but this really seems like it could go either way here.
I know, I mean, look at the gold, look at the kills.
Look at the turrets.
Look at the turrets. The only real thing that we have up on them, which is not much, is, I guess, objectives? This is a pretty close fight, and I'm curious how this is going. We might both be wrong.
Rift Herald
jumping in. There's Shelly taking out 75% of the health as Remy fights off Ohio, flashes off, and initiating a Scion passive. But while that happened, destroying tier 2 as he's trying to help out Silk Flannel. Silk Flannel does fall to Delirious, and I believe Jonah gets the kill on Silk.
So I think what we're seeing, this is a pretty large pattern. Ball State is pretty continuously being absolutely struck down within large team fights.
Right.
So I think they need to keep Ohio separated, because when it comes to team fights, they might just lose.
Yeah, I believe what's happening, I agree with you. That is exactly what's happening, actually. Oh, Flash is out, and looks like the ward passive was used up there. I love using that ward passive. The little shield, especially on my Nico.
Yeah, so they're protecting that outer turret on top, so looks like we are getting a switch up. We have...
Wombat Baby is falling to 3 people. Looks like they're just death balling. Whether they see one person, they just all go for it.
I mean, now that we're about to get...
Otacon is up, but looks like there is a fight going on in the bot. We have Staples making... The Jonah fall asleep. There we go. Words.
There was a fun little teleport there from Staples. Just zooming in, hidden suds, and then.
That is their ultimate. Their ultimate is they have a little. Yep, there. They get it every like 10 seconds, and imagine that with like the Q ability I talked about with sling. What you do is that you throw it, you teleport. No, the combo is that somewhat you teleport in while that's slinging, and you throw it forward.
Okay.
She's a lot of fun. I just wish I'm good at the game. All right, we do see her using that sleep mentioned earlier, and Silk gets a shutdown on the Udyr again. Delirious taking down Silk in return as Staples sleeps and pokes off Delirious, and I believe Delirious does fall despite all the bruiser items. He has gained shield. Yep, there's Staples and Remy are pretty low health, but it doesn't matter as Dragon Spawn.
As Dragon Spawn.
I was ready to read off the kill, and I saw Dragon Spawn.
Very nice. And listen, that was like a 1v3. At one point it was a 2v3, but Ball State still almost lost with Delirious coming into that mid lane. So this is...
They were able to stagger them enough for them to win that fight, which I think that's what they need to do. They need to use Zoe's CC to keep them separated from each other, because they want to be close, they want to be holding hands, since a lot of them, almost all of them, are close-ranged fighters.
And I mean, with those relatively long respawn timers on Ohio, Ball State was able to push forward and break that middle, or is it broken, or is it almost broken? So
Scion taking advantage of the Dragon Pit, just kind of, he has nothing to fear, and we have Jonah in the top lane farming his jungle. Alley Blaine is on a killing spree apparently, as Silk takes down 6868. Oh, he's Wombat Baby trying to run away from the Delirious, and Delirious. Udyr gets a shutdown on Alley Plane, and Delirious gets a kill off of Wombat
We've been talking about the
Baby.
dinosaur being big, but Delirious is getting pretty big as Volibear.
Yes, I'm trying to look at his build. I'm not as familiar with tank items, but I know some items, depending on like basically how much health you have, you get bigger.
Yeah. Ohio taking Otacon, so we'll see if they'll be able to take this objective and sort of even things out when it comes to objectives between Ball State.
This looks like the Ruinous Otacon.
I'd sure say so, and yeah, there it is. And that turret is basically no health there, so in terms of that top lane turret, Ohio basically has that.
Yes, they were able to shove in that wave, so while they were taking that on, but what Ball State would have had to done was push the wave and then take on Otacon for most safety. But since they already had that pushed out, then whenever they got done with Otacon, they were able to take down the turret. We do see a 2v1 as Udyr Jonah runs off. There's not really much that they can do about the Udyr.
As you can see, Ohio really sticking together there, sort of splitting up here, but that was a short time of a group of 4 of their champions.
Right. Staples is... I love the little jump rope so much. Zoe's just a fun character. You know what? I'm gonna play her in the player support right now. All right,
now?
Zoe using Q on the Delirious as they slowly, here we go. Another sleep on the Delirious as he's on 1/3 health.
But they weren't able to take advantage of that, so this is...
Well, with Udyr there, they don't know who else is there. They've been playing together. It's really scary if they don't have numbers.
Yeah, so at this point, just with Ball State and how close it's been, it's sort of nerve-wracking. Even if there isn't there, Ball State has to consider, do we not have vision on somebody who is there?
Vision's very important.
Oh yeah, so as we have sort of minion waves pushing in on top lane, we might see some moves here. And are we going to see Inhibitor drop on mid? All right,
we have Inhibitor. We have Staples. No, it was Remy. Remy taking down Inhibitor as another fight engages. Delirious jumps in with an Aurelio on the ground. Stuns one of our players at Staples. We are very scattered right now, and Ohio taking advantage of that as Jonah takes down Staples. Shogath getting bigger and bigger, but I don't think it's going to matter as Udyr, despite all the CC, is barely taking any damage. I believe this is Remy's going to fall right here. Does fall, but passive does initiate. Could possibly get a kill on the Udyr. We have Silk Flannel trying to get some burst damage off. Takes down Udyr. And taking advantage of, that's the Scion passive. That's depending on if there's a huge team fight. That was huge.
Yeah, there's an ace, so Ball State is completely free to push in with their minions and just wreck. Are they going to attempt to push in on the Nexus turrets?
I mean, their biggest aggressors is dead. The only one that's alive is Bard, who has built just pure support. So, which, yeah, that's Bard. All right, Corky is finally able to clear some of the wave, but that's one of the turrets.
Yeah, that was a real turnaround. It was looking real equal there, but Ball State was really just able to shove in that front door. And mid lane's not usually where you see that large push there. It's usually from bot or top lane, so...
Did I hear that correctly? The door's back?
Okay. Yeah, the door's back. All right, so...
We just have some farming going on, taking advantage of them being backed up. They're taking Ohio's farm and backing off now.
Yeah, so that's gonna really push back.
We have some poking off on the Delirious. Seems like there's another fight going on in their own jungle. Udyr poking off and taking down Staples almost immediately. Alley playing at half health. I don't think he's gonna survive this engage. Takes down Delirious instantly. And Bard flashing off. I don't think he's trying to create some space as Jonah dives in and kills. Shutdown. Takes Alley Plane's shutdown.
All right. Well, this...
All right, we have Scion Old rushing into their fountain, going straight for that turret. It's going to take all the turret damage, but he has the tankiness. I don't think the turret's going to fall here. That was a play.
It
Here we
certainly
go, passive
was,
engaging.
but
He's focusing on the turret. So that way they can get their super minions in. Okay.
you know what? I think even if that was relatively a loss, I think that's important because at this stage of the game, the respawn timers are so long that I think Ball State needs to buy as much time as possible for those respawn timers to run out so that they can push back into their fountain.
Right.
So.
Right. We see our team all scattered up, which is pretty scary. Oh yeah, Staples had no vision on the Bard and is able to poke off the Bard. Almost kills it with the Q ability and Ignite.
Man, this and looks like Ohio's going to be taking that dragon. So this.
Now we're even on dragons.
Yeah, this is something, and they were able to take Otacon. Ball State took Rift Herald.
Are these legends?
They're in a league of their own. If I had to say anything about it, a league of legends, some might say.
Say that again.
All right,
we have Blaster. Oh, we have both frozen with the Bard ult as Blaster poking off the Emperor. Bart baits in Silk, but Silk was able to get the kill. But I believe this is going to be a double kill for Ohio, getting the shutdown on Silk. That was a bait if I ever saw one.
All right. So either this is such a large comeback for Ohio because of their large loss streak, but they're playing so well, keeping up with Ball State, who's been able to really dominate across the season thus far. But there goes bot lane
turret. I don't think you're gonna be able to take out Inhib. Wombat Baby trying to survive as long as they could. I don't think he's looking for a kill. Yeah, he falls. All right, now we have Alley
playing relatively close, so ready to push in if the opportunity arises, but Alley playing and Staples sort of trying to play it safe until those respawn timers run out.
Now look at that and tell me that's not a dinosaur.
It's hidden because he's in a bush.
Okay, now.
I really don't think I can call it a dinosaur.
That is a dinosaur with a suit on.
For the sake of the live stream, I'll accept that it's a dinosaur.
Yay!
All right, so equal in kills, equal in gold. Ball State and Ohio, this is quite a round two. Just a real turnaround from what we saw from round one. So Ohio
We have some poking off going on the mid lane. I believe this is going to be another fight engage as Remy is trying to pulling Bard in and getting a kill immediately. Now charging towards the Jonah, but then backs off. I believe this is going to be a fight for Baron, which could, depending on how this fight goes, this could end the game with just one fight. We have Ali Plane able to CC and take some huge amount of chunk of health from Delirious. Jonah now jumping in the middle of the team fight, trying to take out Staples, their support first, so they don't have to worry about CC. Silenced, Udyr silenced by the Shogath, and Blaster, Silk Flannel able to take down Corky. Jonah taking down Staples as he wanted to. And it seems like while this is happening, we have Remy and Wombat Baby now uncontested, except contested only by the Aurelia. Possibly going to take down this second turret that's stopping the minions from taking down the Nexus. Aurelia trying to fight off the team as much as they could as Silk Flannel joins the fight. We have Scion falling, which now, nope, that's not his passive anymore thing.
Emperor.
Aurelia falls down, and now we have very low health, but gets the shutdown. Silk Flannel, Wombat Baby, really low health as Udyr rushes in, trying to block off with the tornado. Will this be game? Flashes away Wombat Baby as Silk Flannel stays on the Nexus. Playing ring around the rosy a little bit here. Udyr not knowing who to fight, who to take priority on, takes down Wombat Baby, and now going down Alley Plane. Gets the shutdown, double kill for Udyr.
Oh, okay, so thank goodness that Staples is back at the fountain, or else that would be a real bad ace situation to be in. But this looks like Baron Nashor is going to be taken by Ohio completely uncontested.
Gonna say, they don't have the numbers. Scion has respawn, so he might be able to ult and go in, but I don't think it's going to matter. I don't even know if they have vision on it, but I assume they know. Staples, yep, Staples checking vision on it, but I don't think that he's able to do much about it except watch it fall.
Wow, what an amazing push from Ball State. That was just so aggressive and so close to
Looks
that
like we have a
Nexus
fight going
being
on
taken down.
on Staples, trying to gain some space away from the Udyr. Is able to flash off. We used both flashes, and doesn't matter. Emperor taking down Staples. Remy trying to poke off, possibly get the bar. No, I think he's trying to flee towards Wombat Baby. Has full tornado.
Wow, I mean, Ball State really needs to stay out of team fights, just barely scraping by when they do make it out, and that was such a play on the Nexus, but it's not enough, and they're facing so much. Ohio really knows how to deal with their team fights.
Funny that you mentioned the team fights. It looks like there might be another one as Dragon
There's a storm
comes
brewing.
down from the sky. Eventually, as we see, there we go. There's the dragon.
Spawn.
I saw the gold timer on the mini map. I was like, okay, here he is. Here's the guy.
Okay, we got sort of a pretty large Ball State push down mid.
They ignore the dragon. They are really close to, we see Ohio really close to getting the Elder Dragon. All it takes is one more dragon. They're taking down the enemy jungle while this is all happening, creating some space for possibly one more siege.
Yeah, if they can just hide from Ohio and push in and take out that Nexus, nothing matters. And are we going to see it?
There's the Scion ult going straight for the Nexus, isn't able to really collide with it. But we have Ali playing and Wombat Baby with their huge tankiness, taking down huge Nexus damage.
There we go! What a close
melted.
game!
I couldn't even talk much about the fight. That Nexus melted in front of me. It's crystal goo.
I've got to write this down. I've got to write this down.
Nerd. We
No.
saw a melting crystal and you're like,
No, see, here's the thing. So, Ball State, up until this point, like I was bringing up and talking about, is it had an average gold disparity of 16.5k. The lowest they had gone was 12.1. Ball State was down 0.4k, 400 gold at the end. That's the lowest they've gone.
crazy.
That is the closest that Ball State's had this season.
well, that's going to skew your math a little bit.
It's going to be an outlier. I'm going to have to ignore it.
You're one
but-
of those guys.
Yeah,
That
I guess a
was an
statistical
amazing
nerd.
fight towards the end.
What an amazing, I mean, yeah, the adrenaline that was just really pushing in, because we've not seen a team be able to fight against Ball State like that. That was so close.
I know. That was quite an engage. That was the first time I've seen Shogath in the ADC role. So that was...
I mean,
I was scared for that one because I don't know how that was going to be, but taking advantage of the uplifting stun as well as the silence, that was a huge player when it came to Udyr, Jonah jumping in onto the team. I don't see how they could have won without it.
yeah, so, I mean, Ohio was really able to push in and take a lot of objectives, but Ball State was able to brute force their way through those turrets, inhibitors, and finally into the Nexus, just ignoring as many turrets as possible to sort of get in there. But
We do. Hello.
Hello.
All right.
Who we have here?
Got Staples.
Hello, Staples. Yes, the Zoe.
Yeah, so
All
we
right.
saw a lot of impressive sort of what give me some terminology.
Thank you. You were playing very well with spacing. I saw you constantly in the different bushes, just playing space. Even though that whenever I play Zyra a lot in my games, and I see her, like, I thought of her playing in, but you played her very aggressive. Tell me about the team up. Actually, no. Let's go more important to the other game. Tell me about the Shogath and Zoe team up there.
All right. Well, the idea there is I really wanted to play the Zoe, and
Good answer.
Ali Flynn, he's got a pocket Cho'Gath. So if we land a bubble, it should be a guaranteed kill. It didn't happen a lot in the lane, but it eventually happened under the tower. So we gotta have a bit of fun with that one.
Yes, we did see a lot of fun. Zoe's just overall fun character, so all the jump rope. Yes, I'm trying to pick her up. As someone that's trying to pick up Zoe support, what's your recommendation?
Practice hitting the bubbles. look at the walls, think about your angles. That's pretty much all. Some walls are really weird shapes, and you just gotta understand how your bubble works with them.
All right. And as far as the combo with the ultimate, that I know with her combos is very important, just jumping in and out with the hoops and landing your Q. So
Yeah, just gotta make sure you are queuing as far away as possible, whether you're ulting away to Q or you're queuing in to get the distance forward on a long range bubble. Just make sure you get all the damage on the Qs.
Yeah. So one more thing I wanted, at least for me to ask, I don't know if you have any questions, but the Jonah and Delirious played, they were the Volibear and the Udyr played, they seemed like they were very bruiser going into engage. How'd you guys play around that? What was going on with comms?
Eventually they did get pretty ahead, especially on the Udyr. So we figured as long as we're either pulling them around the map since they're so immobile, splitting them apart, or playing all 5 and stacking CC on them, it should be enough to be able to take them down. And in the end, pulling them around the map is what won us the game.
Yeah. I did see your sleeps and Shogath's silence and stuns played a huge role when it came to those CCs back to back. I would have gone super irritated.
Against.
All right.
Now, when it comes to nerves, because that second round, at least from an outsider's perspective, it seemed like kills, gold, and objectives were just so equal and kind of a first for Ball State when it comes to this season. How were nerves heading into that?
Well, of course, the draft was a little weird, little experimental to say the least. That was kept in mind, so we definitely were thinking it's definitely not going to be a blowout with this sort of draft. We're going to have to try and adjust during the game, and just as long as we have fun with it and adjust during the game, it should work out, and it ended up working pretty well, I think.
Yeah. It was an impressive push in to finally take out that Nexus, so that was a great game. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's nice to see fun. We saw the fun and emotes throughout the team, so I'm glad it's League, but we're still having fun throughout.
Yeah.
It's lighthearted at times. At times.
At times.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Have a great rest of your night.
Yeah, thank you. You too.
All right. I believe that is going to wrap up our night.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was a great time. Thanks for playing us, Ohio, but Ohio, more like Ohio. All right. So thank you so much for coming to see Ball State Esports versus Ohio University, and GG.
GG. Have a good night, everybody.